It was Orlando City B that played a bit of spoiler last year for the Triumph. They'll look to do it again tonight as they hit the road against the league leaders as the Greenville Triumph hosts Orlando City B in tonight's action from Legacy Early College. Again, I'm Chris Pekovic. Alongside me, Ross Davenport getting set for this one. Greenville still at the top of the table, beneficiaries of 2 consecutive 1-0 victories. 8 points clear, trying to make it 11 tonight.
Yeah, a win here wouldn't clinch anything, but it would certainly give them one big giant step towards the spot in that title game.
Would be a big help for them as they head into the next week, maybe in the hopes of clinching down the road here, one of those 2 final spots. Well, for Greenville, our Joan Herlong and Associates player to watch tonight, Alex Morrell, with his 21 created chances this season.
When we talked to John Harkes this week, he said Alex Morrell came into Greenville as more of an individual player, and he's really turned into a team player this year, assisting, scoring, and making much more of an impact than he did at the end of the season with Tormenta last year.
Leads League One with 5 assists and leads Greenville in created chances this season. We'll see him on the wing again tonight. On the other side, Wilfredo Rivera. Not too much offense this season for OCB, but he's been one of the cogs in their offensive machine.
Yeah, listen, one of the more talented teenagers in the league, only 16, always seems to find himself in the right spot, and he's got a good strike on him, creative, and has great pace. He'll be one that Greenville will have to keep a close eye on tonight.
Second on OCB with 12 created chances in his 10 starts this season. He'll be one of the keys maybe to break down this Greenville defense that has seen 8 clean sheets in 12 matches so far. Will they be knocked from their perch here tonight? OCB spoiler last year, can they do it again? We'll find out next on ESPN+.
We offer a full array of dental treatment, and what that provides you as a patient is you're able to come to one place and get comprehensive care under one roof.
I've always been greeted with a smile. They know me when I call. I trust them.
We'd love to see you at Wood Creek Dental. Visit us at woodcreekdental.com.
What's Greenville's best-kept secret for auto loans? Greenville Heritage Federal Credit Union. If you're on the market for a new car, visit Greenville Heritage before you start shopping to get pre-approved and save yourself a lot of hassle and a whole lot of money. Or refinance your current car loan for a better interest rate. It's a simple process that could save you hundreds of dollars. Visit greenvilleheritage.com to find the branch nearest you and start saving money. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with a provider today.
Welcome back into the upstate of South Carolina. Greenville and Orlando City B getting set to do battle as they did last season 3 times between the 2 sides. Greenville able to get 2 victories, including 1 at Orlando City B. But the real story was the spoiler role that OCB did play. Greenville in the hunt for a match to host in the League One playoffs and couldn't get that with a win 1-0 in favor of OCB to end last year.
Yeah, and then there was one earlier in the season here with Aaron Walker. I remember we had the big long weather delay in this Aaron Walker. I can't remember what time that goal went in, Chris, but I think it was almost AM.
Mid-80s in that one after about a 2-hour weather delay as we check out our Bon Secours lineup for tonight. 4-4-2 for John Harkes.
Yeah, no changes for Green, but one thing to notice, though, Max Hemmings appearing on the bench. First time we've seen him in over a year after hurting his knee last season.
Will be an awesome story if he is able to hit the pitch tonight. Paul Clowes also in for Aaron Walker, who is unavailable from the 18 this evening. Orlando City B on the other side led first season for Marcelo Nevelef, the Orlando Academy director, an Argentine, coming over with Oscar Perea, someone he's familiar with from his youth soccer days, coaching over in the state of Texas. this lineup presented by Bon Secours.
Yeah, the Orlando City B lineup, you never know what you're going to get. John Hark said it's like a box of chocolates. 5 changes for OCB, including Julian Kennedy up top, the 18-year-old, making his first appearance since mid-August.
Avisa back in between the pipes for start number 8 this year. 29 saves for him and 1 clean sheet. As we get set for this one, green and blue, Greenville from right to left, all white out there for Orlando City B on the road from left to right.
We are all united
as we take
against
a moment
racism.
of silence as we're all united against racism.
Thank you.
After that powerful moment of unity between these two competing sides, we're set to go at Legacy Early College. Greenville trying to continue this unbeaten run. And we're off and running here from Legacy Early College, top of the table versus the bottom of the table as OCB looks to play spoiler on the road on this Friday evening. Again, I'm Chris McCovic, alongside me Ross Davenport as we get set for this one. Greenville trying to keep their win streak alive while OCB trying to snap their losing stride.
Yeah, they played spoiler at the end of last season. This season again, they're going to have a chance with this game. They got games against Richmond and Chattanooga still to come. 2 teams obviously looking to get that other final spot, because assuming that is that Greenville managed to clinch. They could clinch as early as tomorrow.
Triumph with that 2-match losing skid midway through the season, all in 1 week, but they have bounced back with this winning streak to get back up there in the table. Dominating fashion, of course, Richmond a few matches in hand as they'll be in action tomorrow against New England 2. But for now, Greenville, of course, controlling their own destiny, winning the rest of the way, and certainly a clinching point will come along with that. A 3-point save will go a long way to that. But, you know, we remember the end of last year. OCB, they can have their say in this playoff chase. Of their 6 matches remaining, including tonight, 5 of those against really competing sides down the rest of the stretch. Tucson an outside chance, of course, but that'll be coming up on the 17th for them. Other than that, 2 matches against Richmond, 2 matches against Greenville highlight the rest of the schedule.
Listen, OCB haven't played poorly defensively. They've given up a whole ton of goals as of late. They had those 2 poor losses earlier in the season, 4-1 and 3-1. It's just been on the other end of things. In the last 27 games, they've only scored more than 1 goal twice. Obviously, last season's team completely different than this one. The same issues, just roster changes. You got guys coming up and down from the main squad. Here comes McLean.
Donnelly puts it in there on the through ball. McLean just wide. A great look for the Triumph to start things off here in the 2nd minute.
Well, perhaps Avisa got a touch on it, but let's take another look at it here. Lovely ball through by Donnelly. McLean got a good chunk of it on the right foot. Now, look at that, might have clipped the crossbar though. Early effort from the Aussie.
Avisa settling in with Orlando City B this season. 2nd round pick for Orlando City SC in the 2020 MLS Super Draft. Youth play with New England Revolution Academy, and then bounced around a bit in college. Syracuse, UConn, and then Providence College for his last campaign in 2019. It was 3rd-team All-Conference over in the Big East. Now heading south to Florida, where he has been the starter in most matches this year for Orlando City B.
Greenville putting the early pressure on. Franklin Carabelli making his first game since that red card. Here comes Orlando on the run. He has a nice ball.
Nice ball. Murillo's in there, though, and he'll at least give his team some time to set up shop defensively. Donnelly back on the right wing today. That ability to win those duels. This flicked ahead. No one on the run, though.
We're a little confused about the Orlando lineup. They named 5 defenders in the roster, on the 11, excuse me. Let's see exactly where they set up. Looks like Kennedy, Raul Aguilera up top with Rivera playing a little bit more on the right tonight.
Here's Fricky, a short clearance. Still danger in there as Rosario was able to hold it up for the attack. Rodas, the Colombian, puts it in, a long chance, but well over the mark. And out of play. Dallas J back out there today, had a pretty clean night considering he didn't face a shot on target against North Texas, and pretty amazing. Ricardo Pepe was back here playing at Legacy Early College for North Texas SC. A great lineup out there for Eric Quill, as they were unable to get a shot on target. 7 shots to their name in the match, and Greenville getting the late goal for the 3 points courtesy of Morel on the service to Jake Keegan.
I know I mistakenly mentioned no changes in the lineup for Greenville. Obviously, Chris, you mentioned it. Aaron Walker out tonight. He's really been key cog in that midfield for Greenville. We'll see what difference that makes for them this evening. Obviously, Paul Klaus, very competent, played a ton last season there in the center and mid position. Offside there on J.J. Donnelly.
And Walker entering the day was one of 5 players that have started all matches for Greenville this year. Now it's down to 4. As Pilato, Morel, Jay, and Polak, their names still on the lineup sheet today.
And one thing about Klaus, he did miss a good chunk at the start of the season, so his legs will be relatively fresh. It's good to get Aaron Walker a bit of a rest as well. Obviously with the potential playoff appearance coming up.
Pilato on back to Jay. Here's Evan Lee, made Team of the Week with Jake Keegan for Week 11. Over the top and over to Avisa. Already we're seeing a little bit of maybe what the tactics could be for OCB. Stay back, look to counter. That's exactly how New England 2 was able to beat the Triumph on the road this season.
They've only allowed 1 goal or less in 4 of their last 5 games. As I said, playing better defensively. They just got to get the ball in the back of the net. And this man here chasing it can do so.
Talking to North Texas SC head coach Eric Quill ahead of last week's matchup, he said after defeating the Triumph twice in 2019, one of just barely a couple coaches to do so, said that really the key to taking down their defense is to get them in those 1v1 battles in transition. Not something they really like. They like to bring that double team and set up that block defensively as a foul is called. This will be a free kick over to the Triumph in the final third as McCling goes down.
Yeah, listen, Moises Tablante and Wilfredo Rivera, 2 guys that no Greenville Triumph player wants to see one-on-one. You see Lachlan McClain, he's been taking a beating over the last few games. Teams know to get physical with him, but he's earned himself a lot of free kicks, and here's one here in a dangerous position for Greenville.
All replays tonight presented by the Southern Culture Hospitality Group. As Morel lines up over this one, Polak there as well. Two options here with the boot.
I just think Tyler Polak's probably just going to try and get this one into the danger area. Greenville does like to go back post, but nobody floating back there just yet.
Polak floats it in there near post, headed away just in time by Rosario. Rivera out of play, and this will go to OCB. Three-match losing skid for OCB, trying to snap it today. No goals scored, 4 goals allowed. 7-match winless streak overall. Their only win this season. On the road 2-0 against New England 2. Ball sent in, good look, but over the heads of the Greenville players, and there was Donnelly. Still alive in there, Polak steps up into the box. Polak lays it off top of the box, Morel bends it, and just wide of the mark here in the 9th.
I'm not used to seeing Tyler Polak in such an advanced position inside the box. If he'd perhaps been coming in from the other side, we would have seen him take a crack, but you see against here, nice recovery by J.J. Donnelly to get the ball back. Right here, Polak probably thought about pulling the trigger, but he's very heavily left-footed. Instead, laid off to Morel, and that one really wasn't going to trouble Avisa. Not enough curl on it in the end.
McClain, Keegan, knocked back in there, finally cleared. And the Triumph will reset at midfield. Morrell inside, good look here. A little too heavy. Klaus back out to Pilato. The foul is called on Tablante there. Free kick to the Triumph.
So Chris, it's not just McLean that's been dealt with physically over these last few games. The coaches have clearly understood that you've got to get physical with this Greenville team. They'll give it back to you, though, especially that man right there on the ball, Paul Klaus. He's a no-nonsense tackler.
Klaus making his 5th start of the campaign after returning his first match back. A 2-1 loss on the road for Greenville at Richmond. Klaus steps up, fires, deflected away. Now Rivera will try to start the attack back the other way. Just couldn't time it right as Murillo in there with the sliding challenge. That'll end the attack right there.
A great tackle by Cesar Murillo. Orlando had numbers. It was looking a little worrying there for Greenville for a second. It's not what John Harkes wants to see, but Murillo talks to John Harkes about him during the week. He's more of a natural center back, but he's filled in nicely at the right back spot that Harkes really wanted Abdi Mohammed to live in, and he unfortunately is dealing with a foot injury right now. Hopefully you see him back soon, but Cesar Murillo has done a very good job back there at that right fullback spot.
That's the big thing if Max Hemmings is able to get an appearance tonight or even down the road, not even tonight. Is that with a couple of injuries overall. He's a very versatile player, the likes of Cole Seiler out there that can fill in so many spots, something they could really use as they head towards perhaps that final.
Yeah, I mentioned last week, Chris, the depth on this Greenville roster is a lot better than it was last year. The scary thing is that Greenville could be even more healthy when it comes to the end of the season with 4 guys potentially on their way back. We'll see how it looks. Gomez likely out for the season, but we'll have to see if how his shoulder does over the next couple of weeks.
Pilato back out wide. Ball sent in. Good look here. McLean's in there, still with it. Shot comes out of play, and it is a goal kick.
Well, this match starting off a little like last week's match against North Texas. Greenville with all the possession and some quality chances early, but not being able to put them away.
Morrell down the right flank, and McLean maybe just too many touches right there, got caught up a little bit.
Yeah, he got double teamed. That was a lovely little pass by Klaus there. Pilato perhaps should have done a little better, snatched at it a little bit.
Let's check out our keys to the game, presented by McMillan, Pasden, Smith, Ross.
Yeah, one thing John Harkes talked about during the week was Orlando and their discipline on transition defense. So that's definitely a key that perhaps Greenville can unlock. We haven't seen them have to do it much so far because of the possession that they've had.
Now Keegan, edge of the box, puts it in there and cleared. Visa would have had that. It's a corner kick presented by PNC Corners for Kids.
And the key, yes, for Orlando City B. Remember September, they played spoiler last year, beating Greenville in this situation, perhaps denying them a home semifinal. And they're going to play that same position again. The key just to go out. These are young players looking to make an impression on the Orlando City management. They need to go out there and just continue to know their role, as a famous wrestler once said.
Got that goal, kind of some chaos in the box. Little flick in on a set piece. Really rattled some of the potential playoff stories as this goes in, headed right back up. Still alive in there, headed on frame. The save coming from Avisa.
Initially it looked like that corner was going to be clear, but Greenville kept it alive. Keegan knocking it back in to Lachlan McLean.
Out of play, it stays with Orlando City B.
Trying to remember if we've seen a headed goal from Greenville this season, Chris.
I mean, technically, you had Brandon Fricke at Richmond,
yes.
off Fitzgerald, off the crossbar.
I guess that counts, right?
Somewhere in there was his head. We've seen Pilato in that 6 role. That's where Klaus was last year, so May see Pilato stepping up the field a bit more, like likes of Aaron Walker with him out tonight. Long service down the left flank. Morel's going to get to this one. Polak alongside him. The left back plays it in. Good hustle by Pilato. Mario. Flicked in. No one could get there for now. Good 1v1 pressure so far for OCB, but Donnelly finds some room, puts it in there, headed, and again, right in the middle of the frame is Avisa.
Yeah, these Greenville strikers are finding places in the channels. Orlando City with a number of changes at the back. Greenville trying to take advantage early here. Haven't quite done so yet, though.
Out of play, back to OCB. Fans, make sure to follow the Greenville Triumph and Orlando City B, and of course the rest of USL League One all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch League One live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Of course, the ESPN Plus will be your home for the USL League One final that Triumph fans are hoping will be in the stadium. Also on ESPN Deportes and Sirius XM FC. Pilato. Mario. There's Morel. To the back post. Good look. Flicked out of play. Another corner kick for the Triumph on a platter there, but the block came.
Yeah, OCB just having all sorts of trouble trying to mark McLean and Keegan inside the box. I mean, that's how many 2 or 3 open headers already here in the first few minutes. One might have found its way into the corner, if not for Juan Pablo Monticelli's intervention.
Monticelli entering today, 7 blocks for OCB, second on the team. Quickly taken, PNC corner for Kids. Headed by Lee and out of play, another goal kick. But already the Triumph. 5 shots, 1 on target to start the night. High pressure here to come. Both center backs inside the box. Williams plays it directly out of play, back to the Triumph.
And we've seen some mistakes from other teams at goal kicks this season. Greenville clearly looking to take advantage here of these teams that try to play it out in the back, but you know, you've had so many changes. It's hard for that chemistry, no matter how much you've practiced each week. Just kind of knowing where each other's going to be and what the runs you're going to make. But Greenville, haven't seen them press as much as we have tonight so far this season, really. At times, John Harkes talked about this week about how he sort of lets the players themselves decide when to press to a certain extent.
Out of play, we're headed back with Orlando City B.
Yeah,
Bit of a high boot there. Head official tonight, by the way, is Lynn Pexanar. Makes the call there with the foul and the high boot.
Just thinking, Chris, the center logo in this Legacy Early College field must feel right at home for OCB.
You're not wrong.
Colors, Lion. No wonder they play so well here.
Out of play, back to OCB. 3 matches played last year between these two sides. 2-0 win for Greenville on the road at Montford Academy, the former home of Orlando City B. But the other 2 matches, both 1-0 results. One for either side here at Legacy Early College. And the win for Greenville took quite a while into the night. Pretty long weather delay. The fans unfortunately had to leave after starting the match ahead of that weather delay. But Aaron Walker giving them a goal late, about the 85th minute in that one. Getting 3 points, but the big story, the September match, as Greenville was trying to sneak in there, get past Lansing to host that 2v3 League One semifinal in the playoffs. Well, Orlando had their say, got a 1-0 victory. Now Donnelly. Back to the wing. Morel sends it in. Pollock steps up. Rivera all the way back. Still in play. Rivera now finds an opening with the help of Carabali. Now Donnelly. Shot comes, a bender, what a save! Avisa, second opportunity into the stands. Wow, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, we'll take another look at this one. I think he may have got a late look at it, Keegan. I don't think anybody really expected him to try and strike this one as it came back to him. Yeah, Avisa definitely didn't get a great look at it. His defender was blocking him there. Monticelli. Good save by the OCB keeper.
Monticelli there. The way he turned that ball, not even touching him somehow. Just like playing dodgeball out there, and I'm sure his keeper would have appreciated a deflection, but nonetheless, stays 0-0 here in the 21st. Paul Clowes, the Clemson grad, putting it into open space. Back to Avisa. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Select ball heading out of play, back to the Triumph as we continue here at Legacy Early College.
Yeah, OCB really struggling to find any kind of flow in this middle third of this game so far. I had to watch that game against New England last week. It wasn't pretty at times. Both teams just very sloppy overall. Not able to keep in possession, maybe 2 or 3 passes and then turning it over. Greenville dominating this game so far, but no goals yet. Perhaps was a foul. The referee says no.
Morel goes down, we play on, and Dallas J will get a touch here. Yeah, it's interesting. That match against New England 2 at home, an 11 a.m. Eastern time start. They'll have one more of those coming up on October 21st against the Richmond Kickers, which should be a big-time match to keep an eye on down the road. Morel, end line. Back in there, deflected away. Clowes at the top. Clowes fires, and just wide of that left post.
I think if Paul Clowes had another crack at that, he had plenty of time to perhaps take a touch, give himself a more favorable lie of the ball. Let's take another look at it here. Again, more great work from Alex Morel. He probably could definitely have taken a touch. There was nobody within 10 yards of him. You mentioned that 11 a.m. game, Chris. Coach Nevelev was saying he thought his team was really going to come out well because that's normally the time they train. And it wasn't a great performance at all in the end.
Paul Clowes, a couple of stops here before joining the Triumph. One of those, Orlando City B back in 2017, made 16 appearances. Let's take a look at the 4 matchups coming for you tomorrow. Should be a fun offensive affair. North Texas and Fort Lauderdale CF. Richmond, New England, one certainly to keep an eye on as Richmond tries to catch up with the Triumph at the top of the table. Omaha Tormenta, Battle of the Birds over at Warner Park. And then Madison and Tucson going at it. Madison hoping they can get some goals in that one after setting game highs and shots on target. Corner kicks in the previous match, but losing 2-1, unfortunately. As Donnelly draws this foul, free kick towards the final third for the Triumph. Clowes and Pollock over the ball. Keep an eye on Morel. He's floating nearby. 2-man wall, as you can see, for Orlando City B. Klaus puts it in there to the back post. Still in play. Trickling out for a throw, and it stays with the triumph. There's Evan Lee.
That was well defended there by Mateo Rodas. He would have done his homework and know that Greenville liked that little floated free kick to the back post, and he kept track there with J.J. Donnelly. He knocked it away. And Richmond obviously with 2 games in hand. Those 2 games, Chris, against OCB. So OCB are definitely going to have a big impact on this race down the stretch.
Headed up, still alive in the box. Donnelly gets a touch now. Keegan back in there and knocked out of play. PNC corner for Kids coming your way. No, it is offsides on Keegan.
He's either offside or I think it might have gone out for the goalkeeper before he pulled it
Okay.
back. Either way, it's
Either
a free kick.
Yeah, you look at this remaining schedule for OCB. They can really have their say from their spot in the table, including tonight 2 matches against Greenville, 2 matches against Richmond. They also host Chattanooga in there, and they go at Tucson in what will be FC Tucson's final match of the year on October 17th. Tucson, the one side not playing in the final weekend here in USL League One with an odd number of teams at 11. Morel tries to swing it in there. He wins the corner kick. PNC corner for Kids coming your way.
Corners for Kids, taken by
Alex Morel continuing to cause all sorts of chaos. Doesn't matter which wing he's on, left, right. You know, John Harks loves the old switcheroo. What a signing it was for Greenville in the offseason. We knew it. Obviously, remember he scored the first goal in League One history against Greenville. John Harks perhaps remembering that one in the offseason, but he's become more of a total player since coming here to South Carolina, up from Georgia.
Service in, looking for Pilato, takes the shot, blocked away. Klaus now another chance, bouncing around. Donnelly gets it blocked. Fricky a cannon, that's blocked. To the wing we go with Morel, the attack continues. Endline floats it in there and out of play.
Well, none of us would have been shocked if that Noah Pilato effort had gone in right here, and he scores bangers. And that one was on its way, but it got blocked nicely by OCB, who have to be wondering if they're ever going to get out of their own defensive third here. It's been a slog this first 26 minutes for the guys in white.
The block shot count certainly should go up after that one. Greenville not a side that scores a lot in the first half, as you just saw. They have 15 goals this season. To put that into perspective, 1.25 goals per game. Don't generate a ton of offensive chances, about 9 per game. That's 8th in League One on shots per game. And then shots on target, they are efficient at that. 4.5 out of those 9 shots on target per game. That's 2nd in the league. All those shots, of course, not counting the blocked ones in there, as we just saw. Murillo. Now Morel out in space. A good turn there. Alex Morel getting the oohs and ahs from the sidelines and put past Donnelly. Unable to find that ending result. Pollock keeps the play alive. To the box. Back in there again. Donnelly unable to seize that opportunity. And Morel losing it on the far side.
Greenville's just got to maintain their composure here. They can't get frustrated. Had so many chances so far, so much wide open space. You have to think the goal's coming at some point, but you need to make sure that they don't get too frustrated if it doesn't come right away. We've seen them obviously be fine in that department when it comes to goals. They had a bunch of late goals and 1-0 victories, so I think it should be okay, but I think we've seen this many chances early on for Greenville in quite a while.
If there's one thing that Madison head coach Daryl Shore told me after that match against Tucson where they saw 24 shots, he said soccer's a cruel sport. And that's what Greenville's seen so far. No goals, 11 shots, 3 on target. Of course, we're only in the 29th minute. For John Harks on his side. Into space. Here comes OCB. Rivera trying to get into the box. A good chance here. Shot comes and trickling out of play. A good open opportunity by OCB getting their second shot of the match.
Yeah, we saw plenty of Greenville players swarm to the ball and almost left things wide open, but Dallas J was glad to see it go by his far post. Trickling, as you said, Chris, there wasn't much danger in it. That's what this OCB team can do. They've got enough talent in that midfield and forward to surprise you and spring a transition goal if they can. John Harks was very clear in our conference call this week that they can't take any team lightly in this league, no matter their league position.
Here's Donnelly at the end line, gets the cross in, headed out of play. Another corner kick for Greenville.
I know that sounds like coach speak, Chris, but it really is true in this league. Listen, OCB just had those 2 poor results, that 3-1 and 4-1 loss. They haven't been able to score many goals, but as I mentioned earlier, they haven't given away many goals either. They can hang around in this match and hang around. Greenville perhaps push some bodies forward. Get Rivera or Tablante going on the break. You never know what could happen.
PNC corner for kids headed your way. Ball lofted in, headed away. Here comes Rivera and OCB. Tablante trying to keep the attack alive. To the top of the box, still looking for the shot, still firing and just over the crossbar.
Exactly what I just mentioned, Chris.
As we head to the hydration break, Murph is a wine that stands for something more, importantly, someone. Expert winemaker, former brewer, and part-time Rolling Stone. He believes in using quality ingredients paired with honest hard work. Experience this expert American craftsmanship now in both bottles and cans. Ask it by his name, Murph Wines. Let's take a look at this replay. Tablante spent so much time, had that opportunity, and he took it.
Yeah, got to be careful with that man on the transition. He's very dangerous on those one-on-ones. You saw them turning Paul Klaus inside out, getting the shot not quite on goal, but I'm sure John Harks will be mentioning to his boys in this hydration break to keep an eye on the transition defense.
Well, Cesar Murillo, an emotional match to say the least. Last week ended up getting the win 1-0 and championship ring along with it from his former head coach Eric Quill from the league champions last year, North Texas SC.
Nice little bling for Cesar Murillo. See how much he wears it. Fits nicely on the pinky though. Looks good there, Cesar. Well done.
Of course, he'll be looking to add his second this season. Not too shabby, making the jump over to the runners-up from 2019. A solid moment there. A player coming out of El Paso. So much talent from that city into the FC Dallas Academy. Ended up attending the College of Charleston. Back over to North Texas SC last year and now calling Greenville, South Carolina his home for 2020. I'd like to wish our congratulations over to Eric Quill as well. Had his 4th child this week. A great moment for him. And, of course, had all that on his mind. Brings the ring for his former player, and credit to him. One of the great coaches here in USL League One.
I mean, if you're going to have 4, Chris, you might as well have 5 and have that 5-a-side team, let's be honest. Yep, Cesar Murillo there. He's a John Harks guy. Hard-working, disciplined, can play multiple positions, and he's filled in nicely at the right back spot, as I said earlier, in the absence of Abdi Mohammed.
If I see your wife somewhere, I'll get her thoughts on the 5-a-side.
Shh. There's a reason I keep her out of the studio, Chris.
Cesar Murillo at right back tonight for Greenville Triumph. Player that has really stepped up this season. We've seen him at center back at Madison early this year in the scoreless draw. Now right back the rest of the way with Abdi Mohammed going down along the campaign. Playing out of position a bit, as Ross mentioned. Foul called. It goes to Orlando City B. These two sides, 2 of the 8 clubs that have been Participants in both seasons of USL League One overall, Greenville leading the charge in win percentage at home, 65%, only seeing 4 losses at Legacy Early College, all last year, those losses. On the road, though, Orlando City B, out of those 8 clubs, worst team in win percentage on the road, only 2 victories on the road in their history. Of course, one coming here last year, the other at Gillette Stadium earlier in this campaign. That rate at 11%, but a league that it is very tough to win on the road, to say the least. Greenville, 40% road win percentage in their club history. Keegan. Polak, almost intercepted. Greenville, they have not trailed much this year, as you can see. McLean, back in there, Morrell, but just outside of his reach, it's a goal kick.
If McLean had released that pass just a split second earlier, I think he maybe hesitated because he thought Morrell was perhaps offside. Great run, though, by Morrell.
OCB, you saw that right there. Their one win this year, 2-0 over New England 2, and they got both of those goals in the second half and helped along the way to see a red card over to New England 2. Poked away, Murillo on top of it, stayed in play. Now Morrell extending things into the box. Volleys it over and knocked to the side. It's a goal kick. Should be shot number 15 tonight for the Triumph. Keep in mind, 5 of those blocked. Orlando City B only leading the season, as I mentioned, at New England and also at home against Fort Lauderdale. Happy to have you with us. Friday night action at Legacy Early College in the upstate of South Carolina. We extend it to the right wing now. Morrell. Murillo fires it in there over everyone, though. This goes out of play on the near side. Taking the throw in will be Carabali, player out of Ecuador. Playing in the top division there last year, 21 appearances.
Yes, and Carabali comes in with a pretty decent resume. He played 20 games last year for America de Quito in the top division in Ecuador as JJ Donnelly goes down. A little easier.
One of the players on this team that you can say for sure is a veteran at 24 years old. Donnelly settling into that starting position, his 3rd start overall. And the key men to get into the lineup towards the end of last season when Keegan and, of course, Hemmings went down with injuries. Getting up to that number 9 role in the starting 11 has been more of a winger this year, winning the aerial duels. Right back to Donnelly. Rivera.
See that confidence there on the ball from Rivera for a 16-year-old with a little fancy turn inside your own final third. Not something you see from many 16-year-olds, but you can see why the Orlando City organization is so high on him.
He's out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, has appeared for both the youth national teams of the United States and Puerto Rico. DeBlante, one of the players that did play for OCB last year. Interception by Murillo, and it's out of play. Klaus. McLean can't keep it in play, and it will stay with the triumph.
Another player back from last year we haven't seen much of, Chris, Austin Amer. Started last game, we started 22 games last season for OCB, and obviously they thought something of him bringing him back. They only brought back a handful of players. Just interesting, not even in the squad tonight.
He and Tablante were kind of the big names known returning here to this 2020 side. Tablante, 2 goals last year. Polak, the throw in. Rivera on the run, but Murillo is there. Back over to Jay. So far, back and forth we go here in the 40th minute. Might come down to a 1-0 result once again. And at halftime, actually, Ross and I will take you through some of the top goals from 1-0 wins for Greenville in their club history. Something that may be surprised to see in the stats for Greenville in their history. A lot of that happening, 1-0 wins, but winning those in the clutch and getting the benefit of that, of course. We've seen that result line go both ways between these two sides last year. The USL and its clubs thank the fans for their unwavering support this season. As a thank you, visit the new USLsoccershop.com between Friday and Monday to find a special discount code for your favorite club's online store. That's the new USLsoccershop.com to find a code to your favorite club's online store.
Christmas will be here before you know it, Chris. Get your stuff now at a 20% discount.
And it's already October this year. It's sped by, considering what 2020 has been. That's all you can really say on the matter.
Yeah, no, listen, it's been a crazy year.
Polak. Klaus to the right side. Polak steps up. Through ball, but can't find that connection. Out of play.
One of these days I'm going to see Tyler Polak just crack one from distance with his right foot. I'll fall off my chair if he does, but he's had some good runs tonight cutting back in from that left side. Perhaps just needs to be a little more selfish sometimes.
Getting a little cool out there for October. Fans, of course, here at Legacy Early College in a limited capacity. Forecast saying it's going to get below 50 here in Greenville tonight. Morel gets in the box, lays it off. Pilato's there, blocked away. Still alive, Donnelly. Can't keep it in play.
Great chance for Greenville. It's been 15 minutes or so since we'd seen one. Great block, though, on the back end by Orlando. It was maybe Rodas that got his body in there.
Those have been the key opportunities so far. The secondary runner in there. Pilato, Klaus, Polak at times.
Take the back. It might have been Williams. A 16-year-old for OCB. He doesn't look like a 16-year-old.
Avisa off his line, stuck in no man's land. His defender helps him out as it's Rosario in the area.
Panic stations there for a second when that ball bounced. You know how it can bounce off this turf.
Donnelly keeps it up, cuts to the end line, can't get back to it. After today, one more home match remaining for the Triumph. That's against Union Omaha Sunday the 18th. That match will be available for you on ESPN Plus as well locally in the upstate of South Carolina on CW 62.
Yeah, Omaha will obviously be hoping they're still in the mix when they have to come here. Greenville will be hoping on the other hand, that they've clinched something, at least a spot in the final. Talked to John Harks this week about rotation. Wasn't quite ready to commit to rotating guys unless they had perhaps a sizable lead in this game. Yeah, certainly have a lot of folks that could do with a rest. Tyler Polak has played almost every minute this season, if not all of them.
There's Polak. Morel lofts it in there, headed away, back to Klaus, he fires. Knuckler deflected out of play, another corner. PNC corner for kids coming your way.
Solid strike there from Paul Klaus. It was a difficult one. Not sure what he would have expected to get it on target, but he did enough to force a corner. Key foot on it there. Daniel Rosario made a couple of blocks so far tonight.
I believe that's block shot number 7. Ball lofted in, good opportunity. Fricky got ahead to it, but it will be a goal kick as we enter stoppage time here from Legacy Early College, presented by Warehouse Services Incorporated, your global service supplier in third-party logistics. We have operations located throughout North America. Visit us at wsionline.com for additional information regarding operations and employment opportunities.
Look at the attacking third numbers so far, Chris. It's pretty astounding. Greenville has spent 48.7% of this game in the final third of OCB. Meanwhile, Orlando's only been down Greenville's end 16.4%, so you can tell where the action's been so far, but Greenville haven't been able to take advantage as of yet.
Over the top, there's Jay getting a touch in. Hasn't had to make a save tonight. 3 shots for OCB, but all off target. Amazing those stats so far. Now Donnelly out to McLean. Into the box, McLean. End line cuts it back over, but swarmed by the white kit. Problem for Greenville is that you saw those 16 shots they have so far, just 3 of those on target. Keegan goes down, we play on. Knocked ahead by Morel, he's on the run, Avisa is there. Deflected to Klaus on the interception by Polak. Left back wide open, giving some space. Back in there, Keegan trying to quick turn, blocked away. Out to Donnelly. Klaus lofts it in there, Avisa off his line, punches it away. Murillo back into the mixer. Murillo fires from deep, and that's up into the Reedy River Riot. It is a corner kick, though, on a deflection presented by PNC Corners for Kids.
Yeah, we're going to have one more kick here before halftime. I know these OCB defenders will be begging to get a seat in that locker room. They've worked very hard in this first half. Orlando City only have 5 players on the bench, 4 of them outfielders, only 1 of them a defender, so they're going to have to go most of the way, these 4 at the back.
Greenville at 18 shots overall. Their most in a match this season is 19. We're not even at halftime yet. Will they find the golden opportunity, though, at the edge of the first half? Back out to Morel. Looks into the box, fires in there, headed away. Now Klaus. Lofted back in. Headed over, leads there, but can't bring the ball down. The whistle comes for halftime here at Legacy Early College. 0-0 on the scoreboard.
Yep, total one-way traffic for the guys in green, but still no goals on the scoreboard.
A number of chances for the Greenville Triumph in that first half. 18 shots, 3 on target. We'll see if they can break through as we head into the second 45. Coming up, though, our halftime report presented by Oxford Barber Company. Stay with us. In the upstate of South Carolina, 0-0 at the break. Orlando City B and the Greenville Triumph going at it. Play will continue. Keegan back across, it's in! Greenville on the board at home, it's 1-1.
So with all the games and the trainings that we have in this lovely South Carolina weather, recovery is obviously very important for us in order to be able to perform on the weekends. And we do a lot of different things as players in order to recover properly. A big thing that we do is we go to Upstate Spine and Sport with Dr. J and his assistants, and they do a great job for us. They do some chiro work, they do some cupping, they'll do stretching, they'll do massage, they'll do a lot of different things for us, and we go there Tuesday every week, and additionally if we need it before the game. And I think it's great for us in order to kind of get through the week of training, because it can be difficult, we push ourselves hard, and then to be rested and ready to go by the weekend.
From boardroom to the showroom, storefront to doorfront, lobby sign to freeway sign. Designing, developing, installing, and elevating your brand. The trusted name is Wrap and Roll Graphics. Providers of fleet graphics, wall murals, and architectural enhancements. Now is the time to drive attention and strengthen your brand. It's time to Wrap and Roll.
Welcome back here into Greenville, South Carolina at the break between the Triumph and Orlando City B as we begin our Oxford Barber Company halftime report. 2 consecutive 1-0 wins, Ross, for the Greenville Triumph. That got us thinking about maybe their best 1-0 wins in club history, something that they do find themselves with quite a few times overall. We saw it last week against North Texas.
We did. Listen, 1-0 wins count for 3 points just as 5-0 wins do, but it's not good for Greenville Triumph's fans' hearts, that's for sure. Jake Keegan here with a late winner last week.
A lot of clutch players on this side for sure. Alex Morel right there leading the league in assists to this point, up for Player of the Month voting. We'll get into that in a few moments. As we also saw Pilato, and well, he's had quite a few bangers this year.
Yeah, Noah Pilato, not known for his goal-scoring abilities, but he's scored 2 winners in 1-0 victories so far. This one, nice left-footed one, right over the head of Alex Mangles.
A great run into the box, continuing up the field late in the match at CHI Memorial Stadium. And here's his other one, Murillo setting him up at the top of the box.
This one was a little more memorable one. What a strike with the outside of the right foot.
Beautiful finish from the former Loudoun United player who's been a consistent starter in there for John Harkes and the Triumph this season. And we're back also against Chattanooga late in that one, and what a great finish it was for McLean.
Yeah, great to see the first-year pro from Australia get on the board. A nice composed finish.
A finish that John Harkes loved, his ability to turn his hips there towards the goal and fire that one past Alex Mangles for the Australian, who has emerged very well in his first season with the Triumph. And then the late at the death winner, it's McLean and Donnelly.
Yeah, Donnelly with the acrobatic finish. I remember Lachlan McLean also had an acrobatic one later in the season, but nice one there for JJ Donnelly, who's made the start in the last game.
Yeah, has looked very good on the wings. Then we head way back to last year, and how about this cheeky little flick? Keegan in there against Fitzgerald.
Yeah, well, how back way, just let Jake Keegan sneak in there between him and the keeper and get his little toe pass there. And yeah, nice one for Jake Keegan, just like he did last week.
That one held true for the rest of the match. A 1-0 win back on May 18th of last year against the Kickers. And as the Reedy River Riot were in celebration, something we hope to see as we go on the rest of the match. And then maybe the biggest 1-0 win in the League One semis against Lansing.
Yeah, Chris Bermudez. Also remember he scored a 1-0 cracker in that 1-0 win at Madison last year as well. That was such a big victory on their way to this semifinal victory here.
Yeah, Bermuda's at Real Monarchs now. Very clutch goals. Also the goal to clinch a playoff berth for the Triumph in that 3-2 crazy victory over Tucson last year. And look at the amount of matches Greenville has had at 1-0, 19 of 42. And you talk about the clutch nature of this in the second half, average time of the lone goal in the 62nd minute.
Yeah, it's one of these things that when our opposition comes in and it's 0-0, you just sort of expect Greenville to score that winner at some point. They've become so competent at it.
Just that one loss, 1-0 this year against New England 2 on the road. Other than that, 5-1 overall in their 1-0 matches in 2020. Coming up, we'll check out news and notes around USL League One as we continue our Oxford Barber Company halftime report.
Visit USLSoccerShop.com this Friday through Monday to claim at least 20% off at participating clubs' online stores.
Trying to pick out the top corner. It's in off the post. Doesn't have numbers trying on the counter. Terzaghi takes it. Saved by Nuhu. Loose ball. He gets on top of it. Rashid Nuhu single-handedly keeping the Owls.
That's it back. Cone. Ellie Belts at top of the box. Bender! Oh, what a goal! Josh Cone! He finds the leading tally. It's 2-1 Tucson. Floats it in there. Headed on. Off the crossbar. McLean. Oh, what a save in the end. Aviles is there.
Terzaghi turns. Fires! Oh! That penalty spot, tracked the whole way by Beak. It's a tremendous header on target, and Corsican even better save out of Dylan Castañeda.
Visit USLSoccerShop.com this Friday through Monday to claim at least 20% off at participating clubs' online stores.
News and notes from around USL League One. Top 4 really battle top 5 as we head down towards the end of the season, as we can also check out September Player of the Month voting over at USLLeague1.com.
And at the bottom there, Richmond's Ivan Magallanes with the deserving Player of the Week for that key goal in the game winner of Omaha.
For the Triumph, Evan Lee, Jake Keegan up there for Team of the Week honors as we move this week into Week 12, the weekend in front of us. Terzaghi, 9 goals, 10 matches, leading the Golden Boot race once again.
Yeah, he's really been carrying Richmond offensively, and with those 2 games in hand, he made to continue that goal streak if they're going to contend for the final spot.
His keeper, Fitzgerald, second in the Golden Glove race, but it's Dallas J, 8 clean sheets in 12 matches for the Triumph.
Yeah, teams just can't seem to put one past Dallas J, and with another game against OCB at the end of the season, he could well run away with this.
Rashid Nuhu up there as well. His side, Union Omaha, in action against Fort Lauderdale on Wednesday, and he gets the secondary assist on this one with the help of the head from Evan Conway, and then onto the run. Pancho knocks it in. Early lead for the Owls, but it would be back and forth on the night. Fort Lauderdale would have their say.
Listen, this Fort Lauderdale team can score goals. Unfortunately, they give up a few goals as well. This was a fun game for the neutrals, no doubt about it.
Sosa, he's up for Player of the Month honors. He finds a goal via the deflection, but Omaha, they would strike out of the break. On the header down, a bit of chaos in the box, and Conway puts it in. 2-1 to the Owls, but here comes the home side. Former Triumph player Gadiri puts it over. Chaos once again, and in it goes. Another one for Valencia, the youngster.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale didn't want to go away in this one, but Omaha knew how critical this 3 points was. And watch this, zoop! Vandercourt Decker, some serious pace.
Yeah, you can't let him go free, especially in a wide park like Inter Miami CF Stadium. He gets the winner in the end, and Union Omaha, they snap their losing streak, and they're in the hunt once again. Looking at the scoreboard from last Saturday, Ross, an epic ending to Fort Lauderdale and Tucson, but 1-0 across the board other than that.
As you said, 1-0's count just as much as 5-0's, and some serious three-pointers there that these teams needed to stay in the race.
Looking at the standings, the Triumph, a win tonight would certainly go a long way to maybe clinching a playoff spot in the week ahead. But right now, Richmond, their spot to lose at number 2.
Yeah, keep an eye on Forward Madison with those 2 games in hand. They're not out of it just yet, but definitely a 5-horse race for the title game.
Some great matches coming up for you tomorrow. Richmond, New England, 2 in the early slate. And then Greenville fans may want to pay attention to Madison, Tucson. Madison, one of those sides with a loss could go a long way for the Triumph.
Yeah, I mean, if Madison put half of the shots they put against Tucson in the back of their net, they'll have no problem winning that one. They need those 3 points.
Lost 2-1 to Tucson on the road just a week ago. Coming up, we'll have more for you on the Oxford Barber Company halftime report.
We offer a full array of dental treatment, and what that provides you as a patient is you're able to come to one place and get comprehensive care under one roof.
I've always been greeted with a smile. They know me when I call. I trust them.
We'd love to see you at Wood Creek Dental. Visit us at woodcreekdental.com.
Auto loan? Greenville Heritage Federal Credit Union. If you're on the market for a new car, visit Greenville Heritage before you start shopping to get pre-approved and save yourself a lot of hassle and a whole lot of money. Or refinance your current car loan for a better interest rate. It's a simple process that could save you hundreds of dollars. Visit greenvilleheritage.com to find the branch nearest you and start saving money. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Welcome back here into Legacy Early College as we finish off our halftime report presented by the Oxford Barber Company. 0-0 at the break between Greenville and Orlando City B. Let's check out our first half highlights presented by Greenfield's Bagels and Deli. Ross, plenty of action for the Triumph in there, but unable to get that golden chance on goal.
Man, there were so many of them. I don't know how we're going to cram them all into this short highlight package here, but some quality chances. That one there, 6 yards out from McLean. Perhaps should have put it either side of the keeper. Wide open.
Yeah, Visa coming to the rescue 3 times, 3 saves for him overall as we finished off our first 45. Morel, so many openings on the side with the service in.
Yeah, we saw him on the left, on the right, another header there by McLean, just deflected wide. You can see him put his hands to his face. He had he probably should have had a hat trick in this first half, let's be honest. But good blocking job by the Orlando City defense so far.
20 shots for Greenville, but 9 block shots in that first half for OCB, putting their bodies on the line. They've come up huge. Keegan, probably the best chance overall.
Definitely the best save by Abizi. Didn't get a good look at this one. As you can see, he was distracted by number 55 and he got down quickly, then pound that one away.
Heading to the 31st minute, a chance for Tablante and Orlando City B.
This guy's got great foot skills, and you can see him fooling around with Klaus, and it was a good strike in the end. Just Dallas J happy to see it go over his bar.
2 goals for him in the 2019 campaign for Orlando City B. Trying to sneak one past Jay, and brings us to our halftime stats. 20 shots, just 3 on target for Greenville. The possession is the story, and those 20 shots, they're most in a match this season, ahead of their 19 shots against New England 2 earlier on.
Yeah, I have to assume John Harks will be preaching patience at the half. And listen, we've had that many shots in the first half. Once you get the one, you have to think that the floodgates may open for his side. So, yeah, just got to keep at it. The last 20 minutes were a little closer, though. They didn't get as many shots as they did in the first 25 or so. But you have to think once one goes in, that it may get a little ugly.
Keep in mind, with 9 block shots, really, I guess you could call it 11 true shots there on the board in the stats. As OCB on the other side, 3 shots all off target. Trying to play a little bit like how New England 2 did to get their 1-0 victory earlier this season in Gillette Stadium over the Triumph. Try to sneak that 1 goal on the transition past them. They've had a few chances, but can't find that right build-up into the final third just yet. We'll see how they change things as well in the second half.
See Franklin Caraballi stretching there. He's going to be feeling those legs. Obviously didn't play in the last game due to the red card, so he hasn't gone the distance in a couple weeks. See how those legs hold up here in the second half for that entire OCB back line.
Two teams at opposite ends of the table. OCB trying to find their second win of the season, while Greenville trying to extend their lead at the top. Whistle is blown. We're underway. Second 45 from the upstate of South Carolina. 0-0 on the board between Greenville Triumph SC and Orlando City B. Again, I'm Chris Pekovic. Alongside me, Ross Davenport, back with you for this battle. Opposite ends of the table. OCB trying to play a bit of spoiler. You got a win here late in the match. No substitutions at the break as the Triumph look to build up the field.
You have to think we'll see Omar Mohammed at some point for Greenville if this game remains 0-0. Provide a little bit different look on the wing than perhaps JJ Donnelly.
We talked a little bit about it at the break, Ross. It seems like maybe someone with that 1v1 technical ability can break down this low block of OCB a bit. And funny enough, it's kind of like Greenville planning to play against their own defense here today, facing a low block in on the field, with OCB.
No, you can definitely see what Neville have had in mind. We said, Chris, 5 defenders on the field. Monticelli, Rosario, Williams, Caraballi, Rodas, not all of them playing at the back, obviously, but Coach Neville was clearly coming in here just to sit back and see if Greenville could break them down. Again, they've been playing very well defensively of late.
There's Donnelly. Klaus will move it to the left side. Polak stepping up. Plays it back to Donnelly. No, he'll let it on. Murillo, the right back. Cross in, headed away. There's Morel starting out on the left wing. Now Klaus looking to step up, but off his toe.
Watch out here. Oh, Dallas J doing a good job as sweeper keeper.
Only win this season for Orlando City B against New England 2 back on August 7th. Been winless since then, 7-match streak. Greenville on the other side, they've been winning of late after that 2-match losing skid. They've been stellar at home this season as well. They hit the road in their next match at Tucson. Out of play off of Pilato. Orlando City B, one of those sides. Has only played 10 matches this season, like Richmond and Madison. Plenty still to play with in their schedule this year, as they're 5 points back entering tonight of North Texas and New England 2 at 11 on the table. Fricky looking to clear this one.
They obviously had that one match against Richmond that was postponed. Perhaps still missing some players from that situation, we're not entirely sure.
Knocked out of play by Polak. It will be a throw into the away side. We said before that they'll have a lot to say with this match and another one coming up to finish the season on October 24th against Triumph, on whether the Triumph will host that League One final, and of course clinch a final berth along with that. Greenville and Richmond leading the pack in possible points. 40 for Greenville, 38 for Richmond. The next closest team, 32 for Madison. They'll see FC Tucson tomorrow night on ESPN+. Ball lofted in, Murillo back post, he'll knock it out of play. It's a corner kick for OCB.
Yeah, probably the most bit of sustained pressure we've seen from OCB now.
First corner kick of the match for the away side.
See Mateo Rodas going to cause Dallas J some problems. Oh, now he's stepping back a little bit. Big body Mateo Rodas. They'll be looking for him here, I'm sure, on this set play.
Well, lofted in, cleared at the near post by Klaus. We're back where we started, second corner of the night for Orlando.
Yeah, they like to do this little two-player thing over on the corners. One with the outswinger, one with the inswinger.
All corners were played short last year by Orlando City B. Quite interesting.
Yeah, they got a bit more height this year. Alexa Rodas and Williams, Carabali too.
Lofted in, past the box. Murillo guides that out of play. Throw in for the Triumph. Polak heading back over to his left wing. Way too much heat there for Murillo. Back to Orlando in the final third. Here's Rivera.
Interesting to see. I'd like to see Jake Keegan perhaps flip-flop or get more ups alongside Lachlan McLean in this game. I think Keegan's speed could cause those two big center backs for OCB more problems than the big body McLean does. It's a good matchup for the big guys as McLean. We'll see if Keegan does indeed push it a little further up as this game goes on.
Yeah, lineup we see today can act as a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2. Keegan, that secondary striker with the second run up there. So far, he's played a little deeper, it seems, than McLean.
Yeah, it's the one problem when you do start your only two real true center forwards. You don't have an option off the bench. Here comes OCB now.
Quelled there by Lee here in the 52nd. Here comes Orlando, cleared once again by Fricky. Blante trying to work the give and go with Rivera. To the end line, out of play, goal kick to Dallas J.
You see OCB pushing up a little higher now.
Taking a look at those shot counts so far, we mentioned it to you, 20 tonight against Orlando. That all in one half, their most in an entire match, 19, and lost to New England 2 earlier this year up at Gillette Stadium. Murillo trying to stretch things. On the run is Keegan. Can he get there in time? He crosses it in. This does stay in play. Headed back to Avisa. Avisa now at 23 years old, native of Massachusetts. And they're at 6'3".
Quite a college career did Austin Avisa.
Yeah.
Played 3 different Big East colleges. They lost to Clemson actually in the NCAA tournament last year. Tanner Dietrich, Robbie Robinson, both on that Clemson team.
DeBlante, left side of the box. Ball lofted in, and a big stop there by Jay.
Yeah, good work by Dallas J. He's had not much to do in either of these last 2 games. As a keeper, you got to be wide awake at all times, and he was there to snag that cross.
Polak. The funny thing is, UConn, a Big East school, but leaving the conference a few years ago, joining American Athletics. So
I can't keep up with all that.
Funny.
I can't keep up with all that stuff, Chris.
Cleared there inside. The throw in for the Triumph. Murillo, sideline. Played his college soccer at the College of Charleston. Meanwhile, though, UConn is back in the Big East now. Morrell to the end line. Out of play, it's a corner kick. PNC corner for kids coming up.
PNC Corners for Kids, taken by your Greenville Triumph.
See if Greenville can finally break the deadlock now. You think a set piece may be their best opportunity.
Pilato. Lee heads it down, but out of play. Goal kick of Isa.
The idea was right. The execution by Lee, though. Ball was spinning there off the foot there. It was going to be hard to get that header where he wanted it to go.
The 2020 League One season concludes in historic fashion with the league's first national TV broadcast. Don't miss the top 2 teams in the league compete for the 2020 League One title on both ESPN Plus and ESPN Deportes at 8 p.m. Eastern, October 30th. Offsides, the flag went up. It's back over to the Triumph, who hope to be in that League One final. Brief talking to here, the time wasting with the shot.
That was a tight one. Tablante was trying to time his run perfectly. We'll take another look at it here. Oof. It was a matter of inches. He was just waiting for that pass from Kennedy. It was just a little too late. I think Kennedy had to wait, though, to make sure Tablante was going to at least make an effort to be onside.
Goal kick back to Orlando City B. Orlando City B only seeing 7 goals this year, giving up 16. Greenville has only allowed 6 so far, but makes it fun a little bit for those against the Richmond Kickers, with 1 apiece given up to New England 2 and Tormenta. There's Marcelo Nevilev in his first season. He's been a head coach in Bolivia. This ball goes through, knocked out of play. Joined in May of 2019 after working as New England Revolution, their MLS side, assistant coach. Ball to play, back where we started. Throwing comes. McLean, header, and this just wide from Keegan.
That was a lovely flick. Keegan knew he had to get a good angle, and he wasn't going to get enough power to power it past Davies. He knew he had to try and sneak it inside that far post, and he almost did. Just another half chance, though, Chris. They haven't had too many big chances, we'll say, in this match. Perhaps the one that Avisa dived to his left to save well from Keegan. See the Greenville coaching staff perhaps discussing substitution tactics here.
Well, that's the thing. Have we seen anything differently tactically in the second half? It seems like the same go of things, at least so far. Polak. Foul called. Back to the Triumph. Orlando City B, 10th in League One. Yellow cards per game at 2.9. Just short of Chattanooga, who has the most per game.
JJ Donnelly did a good job of shielding that one. May have gone down a little easy.
Good run by Pilato, and line cuts back over. Here comes Orlando, no too heavy of a touch, back to Fricky.
It's that final ball from Greenville tonight. It's just sort of been missing that accuracy, a little bit of zip that would open up the chance really for somebody. Still plenty of time though, more than a half hour to go.
Murillo, service up ahead, looking for Donnelly. Good read of it. So win it back on the header. Klaus, Pilato, slips a bit there. Rodas trying to clear it down the field. He does, but only finds Polak. Klaus service. Morrell gets the deflection out of play. PNC corner for kids coming up.
Yeah, nice first time cross there, or attempted cross by Morrell. Good switch.
Will be Morrell, 21 created chances, 5 assists this season. Leads the team in both categories, leads League One in assists with 5 entering the week. Ball lofted in. Visa right there to take it on. Offsides, the flag went up. Well, we have one goalkeeping assist so far this year in League One, Carlos Morancio, but Visa trying to find another.
Yeah, that's not great there from Julian Kennedy. You see Orlando were trying to break after the corner. Visa with a great kick, but Kennedy just got to pay a little more attention.
Again, Greenville and Orlando doing battle, top and bottom of the table. Here in Greenville, South Carolina, alongside me, Ross Davenport. I'm Chris Makoviak. Happy to have you with us as we kick off our League One weekend with this match tonight. 4 more coming your way tomorrow. Greenville, a win tonight would go a long way in the coming days and week, potentially clinching a final berth. Take a look at those 4 matches. Eric Quill, North Texas, battling Jason Kreis and Fort Lauderdale CF. Darren Sawatsky trying to keep the winning ways going for Richmond against New England 2. Madison and Tucson do battle after facing each other just about a week and a half ago. Omaha hosting Tormenta, trying to get a win streak going after their victory on Wednesday at Fort Lauderdale CF.
Well, for sure, Richmond fans will be enjoying this current score as things stand. There'll be 2 points dropped for Greenville unless they've managed to find this winner late here.
McLean goes down. Orlando back in possession. We're hearing that Greenville is getting set for the first sub of the match as Omar Muhammad looks to come on. He will come on for J.J. Donnelly, a like-for-like switch on the wing. This substitution presented by Spinks. Muhammad 1 assist so far this year. Had the great run of form with the Somali national team. Bit of energy off the bench as well for the Triumph. Arabali almost losing it, finds Rivera. Off the ball, Murillo has to deal with it. Brief header to give defense some room. Stepping up, Rosario. Met by a double team, Pilato in pursuit, Rosario. Ball lofted in, but only good for a goal kick.
Yeah, you mentioned Chris. Omar Mohamed, more of a one-on-one dribbler than J.J. Donnelly. We'll see how they use Mohamed here to keep him wide, cut inside as well.
Been quite a while since we have seen that scoreless draw in League One. Greenville and Madison back early in the season. 58 straight matches with a goal, in fact. Muhammad on the left wing. Muhammad, low service.
Not the best cross there from Mohamed, who is a natural left footer.
Lee and Fricky there, though, to clean up. And with Jay. Murillo, some open room. McLean steps up instead. Morrell now. McLean in there, cuts to the left boot, puts it in! The Australian strikes once more, 1-0 to the Triumph in minute 65.
John Harkes talked about the combination play over the last few weeks between these two. They showed it earlier in the season. And they had a goal and assist between them in a game, and now that combo coming together again. Lachlan McLean with a composed left-footed finish.
Composed is the right word. His 4th of the season, 2nd on Greenville in goals with his 4th.
Well, we definitely did the reverse jinx there, Chris, with the 0-0 talk. And how many games it had been in a row. Good strong work here by McLean on the ball. Oh, 1-2, knocks over his defender, I think accidentally. Nice little touch there inside the box to get it back onto his left foot. He's comfortable with either foot. And the Aussie showed it again there. He punched it. Yes, he did. We didn't see it out of shot there, but he's got his little boxing thing with the corner flag. Let's see if that does really open the floodgates here for that tired OCB defense.
That goal presented by McLean and Murph. Rivera heads it up. Different game altogether for the Triumph now. Up 1-0. Orlando now in the hunt offensively. Tablante back the other way.
You know, I've talked throughout the season, Chris. There's a reason the Greenville Triumph used one of their international spots on Lachlan McLean, fresh out of college. Not something you normally see. John Hawks clearly saw something, and he's a very strong, powerful guy, true center forward. And great footwork in the box, as you showed there.
You see that record. They have loved to score first in matches this season. Orlando City B unable to find that comeback victory yet this season. Foul is called. Now talking to as well, Karabali. They're bumping into Muhammad. So if this result does stand, Greenville would be 11 points clear of the Richmond Kickers. Keep in mind the Kickers after today will have 3 matches in hand over Greenville. There's Pilato. Out to Muhammad. Keegan in there, flicked away. No one marking Keegan on his run. He was wide open at first. Foul call back to Orlando.
In this next 22 minutes would be a good test of the character of these young OCB players. They could easily fold, or they could really show some grit here and try and stay in this game.
Back the other way, come the Triumph. Morrell fires, making a second for the Triumph tonight here in the 69th. Alex Morrell, his 3rd of the season. 2-0.
Alex Morrell continues to quietly make himself in this conversation for MVP. Turnover in the final third by OCB, and once that happened, there's always likely to just be one result. Let's take another look at it here. Just a poor ball inside. Keegan looked up, had options left and right, made the right choice. With some pressure from behind from Rosario, but Alex Morrell didn't feel it, slotted it home nicely.
Keegan will find his first assist of the campaign with that tally from Morrell. 3 goals. And now, what should be 6 assists after that tally by McLean. Alex Morel off and running. He's up for September Player of the Month, then maybe up for MVP when all is said and done. That goal presented by Morel and Murph.
John Harkes has got that 2-0 lead he was looking for now. We'll probably see some wholesale changes coming here in the next few minutes. Perhaps see the likes of Trevor Swartz, Colin Stripling.
He said to me at halftime during our break, Ross, one goal, if it would come, there'd be maybe a waterfall to come along with that, and 2 goals in just a couple of minutes, just like that.
Yeah, some tired legs in white out there. Careful, careful. Don't drop the most important thing. Hope she's got some hand sanitizer though.
Clowes, good give and go. Now Morel end line. Cross in, Polak. Muhammad, big collision with Avisa. Ball goes out of play, and it will be a foul on Muhammad.
It's a bit of a harsh goal. Tyler Polak's making the goalkeeper has a right to get to that, but it wasn't any body collision. I think Avisa just took the ball and then took out Omar Mohammed. Perhaps we'll see it on the replay here. Let's take another look at it. It's a nice ball in from Polak. No, and I think Mohammed was going straight up. I mean, that's I think a no call either way. Probably would have been the fair decision there. He did clatter into Mohammed a little bit, but the keeper, as we know, is always going to get the benefit of the doubt in those situations, especially when they do get the ball.
On the road, can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio. Featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, and Rodney Marsh. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week along with action from MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. It's the home of the League One final as well on radio this season. Tune in for that on October 30th. Back on the attack, come the triumph. Here's Muhammad, right side. Offed it over. They've taken a deflection along with it. No, it will be back to Orlando.
Yeah, I think he was caught in 2 minds there. I don't think his teammates expected him to cut back to his left foot. And they're already on the edge of the 6-yard box.
What's interesting in the stats now, we talk about 20 shots, just 3 on target in the first half. Greenville now 4 shots in the second half, 2 on target. They've looked sharp offensively in these 27 minutes so far.
Good work back there by Jake Keegan. Run a ton tonight, helping back on defense though still as Tyler Polak was put up the field a little bit. So we're going to have a couple of OCB changes first before John Harkes makes his move.
We'll have 2 Orlando subs to come in our next stoppage. Along with this 2-0 lead, Greenville trying to find yet another clean sheet this season. They have had 8 clean sheets out of 12 matches. 67% rate at that, as we will have a card here, our first of the match here in the 74th. Down goes Morel.
There was some lovely interchanging just in the build-up to that foul. Good professional foul though by Mateo Rodas to stop the. Let's take another look at it here. Polak inside of Morel. It's actually a good bit before that. Rodas just clumsily sticking his left leg out.
For Orlando City. Entering the match,
His 5th yellow card of the season.
Theodore Najee. Also entering the match, number 64,
Ngion.
Rosales. Leaving the match, number 30.
Rosales also on for Orlando.
Correction, leaving the match, number 50, Owen Gusky, and number 68, Thomas Williams.
As you just heard, Williams and Gusky coming off.
I mentioned to you earlier, Chris, Owen Gusky, perhaps the quietest 74 minutes I've ever seen from a soccer player. Only had 11 touches, only got involved in 2 duels. Orlando really getting beat in that middle of that midfield.
Lee heads it back over, still alive in there. Down the left side, here comes Orlando Rosario. NG. Back over to Aviza. He's made 3 saves so far this evening. 2 subs getting set to come on for the Triumph as well. Good interception by Pollock. He leads the team in that category. Flicks back Keegan. Muhammad open on the right side. Muhammad flicks it in. No goal. Flag is up. Offsides.
Somebody a little quick with the trigger on the train horn. McLean just mistimed his run slightly. Nice little outside of the foot, left-footed cross by Omar Mohammed.
Well, if you leave him wide open, he's going to put that in. Well, he was offsides.
Perhaps if Mohammed had just taken a couple extra steps and put the ball ahead of McLean, it wouldn't even have been an issue. I'm not sure that's exactly where the free kick should be taken from, though. McLean was about 4 yards out when he headed it, as he's telling the OCB player now.
Here comes Matt Powell on for his debut in the green and blue. Our Spinks substitutions coming on. Powell, the native of California, went to UCLA 3-time all-conference player. More of a defensive-minded player. Andrew Booth also on, 2 of the late season signings. McLean coming off and Murillo coming off. Booth will be at the right back spot, as we've seen this season. His 4th appearance for the former FIU player. Actually, no, Booth further up the field. Park's telling us he can find his way to that number 8 or number 10 role, and Powell will feature on the back line. Both of those substitutions presented by Spinks. Here's Muhammad.
This might be the most action Booth's got all year. He's come in late in a couple of games. Very comfortable anywhere in the back or in the middle of center of mid. You're right, Chris. We talked to John Harks about who he sort of felt would be the backup for any of the 3 in the middle of Walker, Klaus, and Pilato. And yeah, Booth was one of the names he brought up. See what he can do here in 13 minutes of action. Here he is now.
Here's Muhammad. Right side once again. And Powell is at that right back spot. Spent 3 years with FC Golden State Force in USL League 2. 14 appearances, 2 starts in the Open Cup. One of the teams that was a big contender in 2019 USL League 2 season, winning the Southwest Division title. And along with that, the Western Conference, only losing in the national semis to Flint City Bucks, the eventual champions, 1-0.
Some serious space opening up here for Greenville. I have to think another one might be coming soon.
Morel knocks it back over. Booth the flick. Aviza with the diving stop. Corner kick over to the Triumph.
Orlando players will be glad to see the back of Alex Morel after this. Nice little cross. Booth couldn't quite get his feet in the right position to get a maybe put it towards the far post, but it was a decent enough shot. Forced the corner. Comes big boy Powell up from right back spot to provide some aerial presence.
Booth, 7 goals in his career with Florida International University. Morel going the short route. Muhammad back to Morel. There's Muhammad, end line, plays it over. Lee fires just wide.
Evan Lee's found himself near the penalty spot a couple of times tonight. Not normally a spot where he finds him with the ball at his feet, but probably should have done a little better there if he was looking for his... I don't think he's got a goal for Greenville, does he, Chris?
Yeah, 1 assist last year. He finds so many opportunities in the box in his history with the Greenville Triumph. asking for that goal, and that was a brilliant opportunity, just a bit off target. How about that flick by Morel?
It was a good job by Omar Mohammed managing to stay onside. You can see the OCB players complaining about it, but Mohammed didn't even look. They were the ones that basically kept him onside, and yeah, heavenly. He'll be seeing that one when he goes to sleep tonight. He won't lose any sleep over it, I don't think, especially if they hold on for this 2-0 win.
Brief break for both sides to strategize for this final stretch. Matt Powell making his debut in there for Greenville. Added depth for them with a couple of injuries out there. Max Hemmings on the bench tonight, working his way back the last few weeks.
Yeah, John Hark said Hemmings was probably a week away, so I doubt we see him tonight, especially if the score remains this way. But a lovely little 1-2 again. McLean really showed his strength of not going to ground, and then nice little move over to his left foot.
John Harks has talked to us about the dynamic advantage he sees in practice and now on the field between Morel and McLean. But talking about making a team pay for their mistakes, that's what a lot of coaches say to us about the Greenville Triumph, especially in 2020. And right there is proof. Morel firing that one home. It's 2-0. It's win or go home when the USL Championship playoffs begin October 6th. Be part of the conversation and watch every match, every goal, every save, and every celebration on ESPN Plus on the way to the USL Championship Final, November 1st at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. Fun close to starting. USL Championship headed for the playoffs next weekend. Of course, in League One, 2 teams make the playoffs, 2 teams make the final. Greenville currently slated to be one of those sides. Richmond Kickers in line as well, looking to seal things up. They went to Tucson and got a playoff berth last year, hoping that will be the same this time around when they head to Tucson next Saturday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That start.
There'll be plenty of Greenville eyes on that Madison match tomorrow. Yeah, so with their 3 extra games in hand after this one. If they don't pull out a win tomorrow, Greenville, I think, this might clinch the spot in the final. They'll obviously be still wanting to clinch that home field advantage, though.
Tolado ball in, headed away by Booth, looking to get that one on target once again.
Especially with the way Greenville have played at home this year, nobody's going to want to have to come here for the championship game. There's no doubt about that. You can see Booth getting up and pushing forward with some confidence, and Powell is also getting up.
Here's Mohammed to the outside. Booth back with it, back heel. Mohammed steps up, a little flick going wide.
David Booth with a bit of the flair. John Hark said he wants the team to express themselves, especially in that final third. Exactly what Booth did there, and here we see some fresh defensive legs coming in.
Swartz and Stripling coming on. Defensive support. Alex Morel will certainly get a round of applause, a goal and an assist as he tries to win your vote for September Player of the Month. Paul Clow's also coming off. No Aaron Walker tonight so far. No problem for the Greenville Triumph as he recovers and hopes to be back against Tucson. Both those substitutions presented by Spinks.
Alex Morel with 8 key passes in the game this evening. That's 4 times as many as the entire Orlando City B. Actually, they have 3 total, so not quite 4 times. But yeah, another amazing outing by Alex Morel. It has to be in the talk for MVP. Him and Terzaghi, perhaps the top 2 leaders at the moment.
Powell staying with it. There's Stripling losing the ball. Orlando on the attack. Tablante fires from deep, blocked away. Fricky and Lee were there. Pollock will send this out of play into the Triumph bench.
That was the first real bit of sloppiness we've seen all night from Stripling for the Greenville side. Just gave that one away in midfield.
The Greenville up to 27 shots tonight, 9 of those blocked, 6 on target. They're at about 33% shot on goal percentage. Of course, in the second half, 7 shots, 3 on target. We'll be back with you when the Greenville Triumph return home against Union Omaha Sunday the 18th. Should be a fun one. Two the more defensive juggernauts here in USL League One. Tyler Pollock, big match for him if he starts in that one. He's from Lincoln, Nebraska, went to Creighton. Muhammad on the 1v1, takes it to the outside, cross in. Powell, the interception.
Wow. I mean, I was about to say that was a great no call by the ref because Powell clearly got the ball before the OCB player. And then the whistle blew a couple of seconds too late. Get another look at it here. It was a great toe poke away. Yeah, nothing even in that. Oh, well. I'll keep quiet about that one, Chris. I'll behave myself.
Pilato. Now looking solid so far in his first appearance. It's Muhammad.
I was going to say, Powell's a big body. Parks likes those big guys, especially in the middle. He's very confident on the ball too, coming forward as he did on that play there.
Greenville looking excellent tonight. In between the 60th and 70th minutes, getting 2 goals. McLean and Morrell, if you're just joining us. Struggled a bit in the first half. 20 shots, 3 on target, but found their chances in the second half to break through. Jay gives that back. Opportunity for Orlando to get one. Swarmed quickly, though, by the Greenville defense. Now Booth.
Yeah, not the best left foot we've seen from Dallas Jay. You know, he's right-footed naturally, but keepers these days are expected to be just as good with their left foot. Here goes Mojo now.
Muhammad on the run. Slips it on through. And the shot comes a bit too high. It was offsides. Keegan called for it. Player is down, it seems, for Orlando away from the ball. Orlando back in action on Wednesday at Richmond.
Rosario probably felt that one trying to chase Omar Mohamed down the wing. The last thing you want to see as a fullback in a game like this is fresh legs coming on the wing to test you for pace. Mohamed's got plenty of it, showed it off there.
Aguilera, the player down at midfield for Orlando, former Tar Heel. He gets stretched out. We tick towards stoppage time here at Legacy Early College. These two sides will meet once again on October 24th, the final match day of the League One regular season. That one will be at Orlando City B. Again, a look at the top shot totals overall this season, and Greenville above the rest now at 27. They're at 6 shots on target. Their top total in that department this season was 7. As we head into stoppage time here in Greenville, presented by Warehouse Services Incorporated, your global service supplier and third-party logistics. We have operations located throughout North America. Booth knocks that through, Rivera clears. Visit us at wsionline.com for additional information regarding operations and employment opportunities. Now, Muhammad. Out of play on the near side. Throw into the Triumph. 5 minutes, that stoppage time for you. Stay with us after the match is over. We'll take you through all 4 matches coming up tomorrow in your League One Saturday with some previews. We'll start with 2 matches at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Richmond and New England 2 doing battle, along with North Texas SC and Fort Lauderdale CF over at Globe Life Park. We'll finish off 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Omaha Tormenta, as well as Madison back at Hart Park hosting Tucson.
Yeah, just another sort of trademark win for Greenville. You don't get tired of saying it, Chris, though. I mean, just defensively stout. Really nullified Rivera and Tablante tonight. Dallas J came up, made the save when he needed to.
Ball floats in. Almost giving up another chance there. Won that match 2-1 over Tormenta. Late goal from Jad Arslan.
So it's been their first 2-goal lead in quite a while. Only 5 of their 10 wins, including this one, have come by more than 1 goal. John Hawksby breathing a little easier.
Rodas sending that one into the stands. It was Coach Harks that told us last week he's tired of winning 1-0. He wanted to get Keegan and McLean out there together. Well, that certainly helped tonight. Keegan an assist, McLean a goal. Won the season opener back on July 18th. 2-0 against Fort Lauderdale CF. That's when we met Alex Morel in the green and blue, and then also won that Sunday matchup recently against Madison 2-0. Here's Muhammad. Ball floats in, knocked back down. NG holding it up, out of play.
Yes, for OCB. Continue to play spoiler, as you said, Chris. Still those 2 games to go against Richmond. I'm sure John Hawks will be asking the guys in white at the end of this game, hey, help us out a little bit, maybe. Hopefully they can get some more consistency with the lineup, get healthy. So, certainly some future to be happy about with the likes of Rivera and Tablante. And the back line hasn't played particularly poorly tonight. They stood up to Greenville in that first half and blocked almost every shot. You knew the legs were going to get tired a little bit here in the second half, but nothing to be ashamed of.
That back line, 9 shots blocked in the first half.
Tyler Polak still running around like a maniac. Good to see.
Absolutely incredible, though. As we tick down in our final minute of stoppage time, Greenville. This would be their 9th clean sheet of the season out of 13 matches.
The thing is, Chris, teams know what Greenville brings. It's just no coach has been able to break them down. Obviously, they had the mistake against New England. Richmond, oh, lovely work here.
Here comes potentially that breakthrough. Shot comes, but off the mark. Out of play, goal kick to Dallas J.
You and I both said, Chris, after that second Richmond match that this could well be a preview of the final. They're really the only team that's managed to cause Greenville much trouble. You see Emiliano Terzaghi managed to find some soft spots in that Greenville defense. At the moment, all the odds look like it will be a Greenville-Richmond final, but still some teams are going to have a say in that matter, especially if Richmond doesn't pick up the points in those two games in hand.
There's the final whistle. Greenville, their 9th clean sheet of the season. And also getting the win along with the 2 goals in the second half. They win 2-0 over Orlando City B and are now 11 points clear of second place.
The workmanlike performance really peppered the OCB penalty box as Dallas J goes next to the Guam flag. He's going to do a little non-social distancing, but hey, he's had a nice quiet night. He hasn't been near anybody really for the last 2 games.
2 matches. Dallas J, the defense looking pretty good when he doesn't have to make a save. That happens again tonight.
Perhaps some family in town.
6 shots total in this match, 1 blocked. 2-0, the Triumph win it, and they stay undefeated at home this season, 7-0, with 1 more match to come at home on the 18th. Well, Dallas J, we just said it, no saves in this one, and that's a good thing overall. As Tablante comes down the sideline, getting the help of the defenders in front of him to force that cross into his hands. When your save of the match is stopping a cross in the air, that's always a solid performance. Save of the match presented by YMCA of Greenville. Lachlan McLean and Greenville celebrating here at Legacy Early College. When we come back, highlights and stats from the upstate of South Carolina. 2-0 win for the Triumph. Play will continue. Keegan back across, it's in! Greenville on the board at home, it's 1-1.
So with all the games and the trainings that we have in this lovely South Carolina weather, recovery is obviously very important for us in order to be able to perform on the weekends. And we do a lot of different things as players in order to recover properly. A big thing that we do is we go to Upstate Spine and Sport with Dr. J and his assistants, and they do a great job for us. They do some chiro work, they do some cupping, they'll do stretching, they'll do massage, they'll do a lot of different things for us, and we go there Tuesday every week, and additionally if we need it before the game. And I think it's great for us in order to kind of get through the week of training, because it can be difficult, we push ourselves hard, and then to be rested and ready to go by the weekend.
From boardroom to the showroom, storefront to doorfront, lobby sign to freeway sign. Designing, developing, installing, and elevating your brand. The trusted name is Wrap and Roll Graphics. Providers of fleet graphics, wall murals, and architectural enhancements. Now is the time to drive attention and strengthen your brand. It's time to Wrap and Roll.
Welcome back here to the campus of Legacy Early College. 2-0 victory for Greenville as the Reedy River Riot and the entire team of the Greenville Triumph celebrate victory, including Alex Morrell, who had one of those goal tallies here this evening.
And it's Abdi Mohammed trying to cool off those feet of Alex Morrell. They're red hot right now.
Clean sheet for Greenville. Once again, their 9th of the season, presented by Finn's Car Wash. A reminder for you, if you want your car wash tomorrow from Finn's Car Wash, head over to their location at 1440 Woodruff Road in Greenville. $3 off your top wash all day tomorrow. Let's take a look at our full-time highlights presented by Wilson and Engelbart. We start in the 65th minute. First tally for Greenville.
Yep, took just over an hour, but the dam finally broke, and it was good work here by Lachlan McLean. Good physical play. Stays on his feet, continues to run. Nobody tracks him. And then a little whoop, see okey doke to the left foot, and a nice solid finish past the Visa.
Yeah, just great footwork from the Australian in there. Once again, he and Morrell combining for a tally. Another assist this season for Alex Morel.
It was a really lovely touch with his right foot to create the space as the two defenders converged on him.
And Morel, he would find a tally of his own. Keegan getting the benefit of that missed pass, and here comes Morel.
Yeah, Keegan just sitting in that soft spot, and there's a great ball in and a hammered finish by Alex Morel.
2-0, just like that in the span of 4 minutes in the second half. Chances, they were coming, not really on target with the accuracy, but then they did in the second half. Head over to the 76th as Greenville tried to find another.
It's just the one, I think it's the Omar Mohammed flick ball, and McLean just offside there inside the 6-yard box because it delayed his run a little bit.
Mohammed coming off the bench in the second half, proving to be part of the difference with his 1v1 ability. 28 shots, 6 on target, but most of those opportunities coming in the first half. Greenville pretty efficient offensively in the second half.
Yeah, I think if you'd have predicted maybe not 28 shots, but you predicted the stats to be dominated by Greenville in this contest. But yeah, could have well been worse for OCB. They held their head up high and played well defensively for the first hour and just couldn't hang on.
Of course, Dallas J smiling, no shots on target for OCB. Well, 4 matches coming your way tomorrow. We start with Richmond hosting New England 2. A very fun matchup in the reverse fixture. 2-1 victory for the Kickers.
Yeah, New England 2 caused them some trouble in the first match. Obviously beat Greenville as well, so this is no guarantee here for Richmond, who need to pick up points if they're going to keep track with Greenville.
Malongo, a great finish as well, late in the match to tie things up. It was Richmond that would find the final tally in this one. The Kickers trying to continue a run of their own this season, trying to match Greenville. 5 matches, straight 1. Service in from Antley. Kraft finding the back post, and they got 3 points earlier this season. They battle once again, 6:30 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Time. Fort Lauderdale CF, North Texas SC doing battle in the Lone Star State at the same time tomorrow. And quite the battle, 5 goals in their previous match.
Yeah, this first one was a real back and forth affair. Great goals by either side. Both teams have struggled defensively this season. We should perhaps expect to see some more put in the back of the net tomorrow.
Fort Lauderdale CF, this is the match that Valencia, the 15-year-old, found his tally off this rebound from the save.
And Juan Sosa continuing to really show his class. We don't know how many more games we'll see him play in League One.
Sosa scoring in the last 2 matches, including that brilliant winner in stoppage time against FC Tucson last week. We head over 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Tormenta, Omaha, really a crazy battle. 2-0 lead for Tormenta, and the Owls would fight back early on. It was Meyer that would put one home.
Yeah, obviously Union Omaha really need the win here if they're going to stay in the race for the top 2 spot. Tormenta playing a little better of late, though.
Tormenta now under the leadership of former Tormenta 2 head coach Ian Cameron had a great start against Fort Lauderdale CF, trying to continue that here as they head into Warner Park. Omaha fresh off of their 3-2 victory over Fort Lauderdale CF. This banger as well in the previous match. Souza from deep.
It's a nice one. Tormenta, even though they're sitting in 8th at the moment, they're only 3 points out of 5th. Be a nice little bit of pride if they could pick up that win.
FC Tucson, Forward Madison, an interesting match. 2 shots on target for Tucson, both their goals. Ellie Velton will shortly see also Combe put one in that ended up being goal of the week. For Madison, so many chances in the match, similar to Greenville tonight, except they couldn't find that second tally.
Yeah, Madison teetering on the edge. If they don't pick up the win in this game, it could be Triumph clinching a final spot tomorrow.
Ball lofted in by Cone, ended up winning goal of the week honors with this 360 spin. That brings us to our schedule coming up tomorrow. 4 matches ahead of us, 2 at 6:30, 2 at 8, all on ESPN Plus for you. Which one you like up there, Ross?
Listen, I have interest in Greenville, obviously being their home announcer. I think I'm going to have to keep my eyes on that Forward Madison match for sure. The FT Tucson got those 2 goals. Forward Madison, I think, had about as many shots as Greenville had tonight. They'll need to put those in the back of the net if they're going to get the 3 points.
Here's the nugget on Madison, undefeated at Hart Park this season, and they have quite a few matches for the final 6 at home at Hart Park. So plenty of room for Darryl Shore and the squad to jump up the standings a bit. Richmond, of course, a win against New England 2 tomorrow will go a long way to maybe sealing up that second place spot with matches in hand over the Triumph and teams behind them. Well, here at Legacy Early College, a 2-0 victory for the Greenville Triumph. For our entire crew alongside me, Ross Davenport, I'm Chris Makovic. As Greenville gets it done in the second half, 2 goals for them. McLean and also Morel, they extend their lead to 11 points at the top of the table as they'll keep an eye on a few matches, trying to clinch in the next week. They're at Tucson next week. We'll be back with you on the 18th against Omaha. Have a great night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.